Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new. So this is going to be part 4 of our February color along, and we should be able to get her finished, and I'm super excited and nervous and just ready to go. So hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. We have been working in Whimsy Girls Through the Decades by Hannah Lynn, of course, and we've been working on Golden Age of Hollywood, and this is what we have so far. I'm so excited. This background is just stunning. It is pretty much exactly what I had pictured in my head, so I am very, very happy with it. So we don't have too much left. We're going to start with what I know. So I know for sure that I want her earrings and necklace to be gold, so we're going to start with that. And then I'm also fairly certain on her hair, so I've got hair colors. And then I think for her dress, we are going to go ahead and use that combination we were talking about last time. Usually I kind of keep the color along a secret from you guys. Everybody who follows me on Snapchat usually gets teasers throughout the process, and they can usually decipher what the picture is from those teasers. But this time I actually posted her in the Hannah Lynn group to get advice on what everybody thought we should do with the dress, and an overwhelming number of you guys said, yes, let's go for it. Let's use that color combo. She is going to pop from the page, and I'm really hoping she's going to look as glamorous as she should be. So with that being said, we're going to start with what we know, and then we'll work through and just figure out colors as we go, as always. Yeah, and I think Miss Lilo down. Even though this page screams glitter, and we are going to make her dress look glittery because I want the camera to really be able to capture that glittery effect without having to use the light to shift it. I think the only thing that we are actually going to glitter is, I'm debating on the lights. I'm not sure if I want to, but her earrings and her jewelry for sure. Alright, so with that being said, let's dive on in, and I hate doing this because we're going to zoom in and it's going to look like crappy quality. Alright, so let's start with her earrings, and we're just going to use 3 simple colors to create kind of a bright gold, or a bright-ish gold, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. So let's go through. We're going to go in with our canary yellow, and we're just going to go over everything. And unfortunately, with these little dangly bits being so small, kind of accidentally colored over them a little bit, but that's okay. We do not have a whole lot of room to work here, which is fine because it makes it so we don't have to really worry about too much detail. So let's go in with the dark umber. This is one of the most important colors because we need it for shadows, so I'm just going to pop little tiny bits of shadow just wherever I can. So mostly just trying to separate these circles from the other circles. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. We gotta do the necklace too. Okay. So I think we'll just leave it like that, and then we're going to go in with the artichoke. Got a fairly sharp pencil. We're going to just lightly bring this out from the dark umber. Keep forgetting about that necklace. Okay. Same with the necklace. And then just to liven it up, we're just going to go over everything with the canary yellow, and I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to go over everything and just burnish it with this. Just using little circles. Okay, so that is the jewelry pretty much done. Alright, so from there, let's move on to her hair. And I'm very nice and organized today. Thank goodness. So just gonna slide these over here. So let's start with the Deco Yellow. And we're just going to go through and run a base layer. Let's see, as long as I don't move her, everything is in frame, which would be good. So we're just going to go in and put a layer of this color in here. Now I want her hair to be very light, so we can't go too crazy with shadows. I'm going to try my best not to, because I have such a bad habit of doing that. So we're actually going to start with our second darkest color, which is the goldenrod. So let's just go in and start adding in our shadow. And I don't think for this hairstyle, I don't think I'm going to focus on each individual strand. We're just going to work with sections. So I think there'd be a little bit of a shadow kind of coming in from behind here. Same with up this way. Put a shadow kind of coming in from behind her head here as well, because that'll kind of make it look rounded, like it's not just ending here, it's tucking in behind. Don't really know what to do here. Okay, this for sure would have some shadow to it. Let's add some shadow to these bits here as well. Okay, let's put a little bit of shadow in here as well. Kind of in behind her face here. Coming out from behind. These curls would be shadowed too. And then probably underneath as well. And then this is kind of like, it's falling back behind her and then coming over her shoulder. So to kind of show that, we're going to shadow this whole area behind this top part. We're going to shadow a little bit of the top part, just with this color. Behind will go a little bit darker. And then let's just add a little bit of shadow here. And I want a little bit running along behind this front curl here. Okay, so now let's go in and pick out our darker shadows. So the pumpkin orange is our darkest color. I'm going to sharpen mine. Okay, so let's find where our shadows are going to be the darkest. So behind her head for sure. Oh, that's going to break on me. It's going to be one of those days, is it? I hardly even ever use this color. I know I haven't dropped it. Okay, a little better. Okay, so behind her head for sure. We're going to darken this up. Maybe like along this bit here. These ones that are tucked in, and just the very tip of this one maybe. Behind here, I think I want to leave these ones alone. I think behind here should be a little bit darker. And in here too, maybe just slightly. This spot in behind her face, pretty much anywhere behind her face, we want to be a little bit darker. So we can just run this pretty much all the way down. And then again along here, we're going to darken this up. This pencil's still trying to break on me. Just darken this part up slightly, and then definitely want behind here darker. And underneath this curl, and I think that's good for our darkest areas. I like the looks of that. Actually, one more. Just the very tips of these. Okay. So let's go back in with our goldenrod. We don't need to add too much, but I do want to blend out all of the areas that we just made darker. I'm going to go in with this and just lightly fade it out a little bit more. Okay, I like that. So let's go in with our next darkest color, which I've got both the sand and the jasmine here. I can never really tell which one's darker. They're so similar. It seems like the sand is a little bit darker though, so we'll go in with that one next, I think. So I'm just going to go in with this. I'm basically hitting those shadows and bringing it out a little bit. You can also add a little bit of shadow to some of these other little tufts that are tucked in behind things as well. And get those started. I gotta keep an eye on the time. Okay, we're still good. I've gotta go picked the little guy up from school today too. I was hoping to be able to finish recording this today, but don't know if we'll be able to, because by the sounds of it, the boys want to go skating and around the lake. So by the time we got back from doing that, it would probably be dark. Alright, let's go in with the jasmine. And then same thing, we're basically just bringing this out from the other colors that we've already put in there. Okay, and I'm a little bit uncertain about this deco yellow. I feel like it's gonna like brighten her hair up too much. Let's add a little bit. Kind of like at medium strength in over where we've already colored and fade it out. But I think we're gonna do the highlights in cream because I think the deco yellow is just, it's too yellow. I don't want her hair to be too yellow. So let's grab the cream, see if I can find my swatch for it here. It's upside down. Okay, and then we're just going to go in and pretty much burnish everything with this. I'm going to go over all of the black lines too, just to soften them up a little bit. So I'm pretty much just going to do small circles around the entire mass of her hair. think I want to add a little bit of the pumpkin orange into maybe just like the tip of her hair here. Just want a little bit in there because it was looking kind of strange having so much pumpkin orange here and then none here. But I think that balances it out a little bit, just having a little bit of that color run through it. Right, so that's her hair done. Skin or dress? I think we'll wait on the dress. Let's do her skin. And again, it's all in frame. Awesome. Okay, let's go in with the Parma Violet. I want to bring her to life. I also am using dark colors kind of for her dress, so I don't want to end up wrecking her skin. So let's go in with our Parma Violet. What time is it? Okay. So just do the skin the same way that we always do. Do want to give her a nose, and I want it to be kind of pointed. I think just like that looks okay, I think. Giving her a nose is completely optional. I don't know, I kind of like it. I used to hate seeing pictures of that people put noses on them, but then I kind of started doing it and I actually really like it. And it helps fill in that space that I otherwise don't really know what to do with. I shouldn't use the word hate, it just bothered my OCD a little bit. I don't know why. Okay, so we gotta give her some cleavage here. Maybe just like that. Give her a little bit of shadow coming down from the necklace. So I want her to be fairly pale, but I also want to really make these shadows look kind of dramatic almost. I'm just going to add a little bit more Parma Violet to the darker ones. I think that's good. So let's move on to the nectar. Sharpen this up. In with the nectar, we're just going to very lightly go in over top of that Parma Violet to kind of neutralize it. Make it look more like skin, less like purple. I'm going to go very light on her face because we still want to add blush, and I also would like to add a little bit of makeup to her, maybe. We'll see. Go a little bit darker on her skin here though, because this will just be skin. There's not going to be any other colors added to it. I think that's good for the nectar. Okay, next color is peach. Again, just gonna lightly go over that all and bring this out a little bit. Okay, before we end up burnishing anything, I want to bring in the dark purple. I'm going to skip her face for now, but I do want to add some of this to her body. So I'm just going to go in and add this to like the deepest shadows. So in underneath her neck here, just immediately underneath that necklace. There's not a whole lot of room down here, so I'm just going to go literally like right under. Outline the boobs a little more. Let's see, underneath her hair here, and then along her arm, I think. Yeah, that just makes those shadows a little bit more extravagant almost. I don't know. Okay, and then we're going to come in with the light peach, and we can use this to start burnishing. So I'm going to start in with these shadows, small little circles, and we're just going to blend everything together as we gradually add pressure and fade out. We're going to have pretty much the highlights of her skin almost white, I think. So we're just going to lightly color over everything, but we are going to come back in with the white. So do the same thing here. Okay, and then we can come in with the white. Which this one needs a sharpen too. And then we'll just go over everything with this. Just make sure everything's completely burnished. It'll help lighten it up a little bit too. A little bit of gray on her arm here from the clock thingy. Film reel. But it's hardly noticeable, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm trying to decide if I do want to add makeup to her face or not. So I was thinking yellow, of course, but I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe let's try doing her makeup in the combination that we are doing on her dress. And we're going to pray that it works. So, continuing on with her face here, we're just going to finish basing down our colors. So we're going to go in with the peach again. Just going to bring it out a little bit more. And then in with the light peach, we're going to put a layer of that down. The idea here is to make it look like she's wearing makeup on her skin and not that part of her skin is makeup. It's a tricky balance to find, and I don't know if that makes sense or not to you guys, but there's a big difference between them looking like they're wearing makeup and them being a clown. Okay, so let's go in with the violet. I'm going to sharpen both my violet and my orange. If we're going to attempt this, we want very sharp pencils, so that way we can have full control over what we're doing. So I want violet, I want orange, and I think the other color is canary yellow. Ugh, I need to grab my new one. You know what, nope, not yet. Okay. Come on, canary yellow, you can do it. You got one more sharpen in ya. Don't let me down. Aha, perfect. Okay. So start in with the violet, and I'm actually going to pull out one of my other pages to reference to. Let me just find one here. So I'm just gonna go to my Instagram and see if I can find one that was wearing makeup. I know I've done a couple. Okay, so I know how this one was wearing makeup. Let's see, there was one that I hadn't posted yet. She was wearing makeup too. Okay, all right, this is more what I'm going for. So I'm just going to kind of use this as a reference, so I want it to kind of ombre from the side to the side. So we are going to start over here with our violet, and we're just going to lightly pop this in. I'm putting it basically like right behind her eyelashes, and this is the crease of her eye. I'm putting it just up above there and fading it out, and also fading it in this way. And we got to keep in mind that her face is turned this way, so we're not going to see as much of this side. So we're going to put a tiny little bit of purple here, but there's not going to be much. It's going to be just in this corner. That's actually not looking too bad already. Hopefully we can keep it looking good. Okay, and then in with the orange. So we're just going to bring this up kind of around the same area that we did with the purple, blend it into the purple a little bit. The hardest part is going to be blending these colors because it kind of likes to muddy up. Switch back to the violet. Just mix that lightly in with the orange a little bit more. We don't want to overwork this because we do not want to burnish it. We want those skin colors to go over top to mute it down, otherwise it's going to look crazy. And then, I could have swore I grabbed the swatch for my canary yellow. I used it, didn't I? No, I have not. Maybe I didn't grab it. I was pretty sure I did. I must have, because it's not in there. Okay, well, I don't know where my swatch for my canary yellow went, but we're using canary yellow. We're going to blend that into the orange and then bring it out. Okay, switch back to the orange here and just lightly blend back into the purple and the yellow. And I think we're good there. So now let's go through and work on the skin again. I don't think I want to darken up the shadows too much, but we'll add a little bit more Parma Violet in underneath here. And then kind of around the crease, just lightly. On her nose. And just back in here. Okay, we'll go back in with our nectar. And just make sure all of the purple is looking more like skin. Let's go back in with the peach. That's looking better. So now let's go in with our blush colors. So we're going to start with the Process Red. Start right around here. And just start working it down a ways. And since she's got her face turned, we kind of don't want it to come all the way up here, so we're just going to lightly blend it up here. I'm basically starting the blush kind of around here. So we're going to fade it just slightly up so it doesn't look like it's just starting from nowhere. We're going to fade it down. Here we're just going to add a little bit in the corner and fade it out Again, because her face is turned, so we're not going to see a whole lot of that side. And then we can go in with our hot pink and just bring this out and fade it off from there. It just blends into the skin a little bit better. And do the same thing here. And let's go back in with our peach and start burnishing. So I'm going to use the peach to burnish the shadows. And when I say burnish, they're not fully burnished because we're still going to go over with the light peach and the white, but I'm going to add a decent layer, get the process started at least. Okay, then we can go in with the light peach. Just going over these colors with the peach and blending that in with this is helping it look more like makeup and less like, bam, you got paint on your face. Okay, and then we can go in with our white and just lighten it all up. Ooh, actually before we do that, I don't know if it's too late or not, but I totally forgot about the dark purple. Let's see if we can add a little bit of this just to a few of these shadows. I'm mostly going to focus on under her hair. Okay, there's that. Let's go in with the cream on her eyebrows. Let's see if we can lighten these up a little bit. And then for her lips, I wanted to do kind of nude lips for her, I think. So we're going to go all in with the blush pink. Just going to kind of outline her bottom lip, fill it in slightly, completely fill up the top lip. And then we'll come in with the Deco Peach. Finish that bottom lip. And then let's outline them with the hot pink. So you want a really super sharp point because there's a very, very thin line around her lips. Just gonna come in with our hot pink and outline them the best we can. Make them stand out slightly. I don't know what to do with her eyes yet, but I am gonna come in. I'm gonna use a fine liner for her eyelashes. Because they are so damn thin, I don't think I can get in to bring them back out with anything else without ruining them. That, and I also wanted to see her face kind of finished. The eyebrows are bothering me though. We might have to wipe those out. I'm going to use my Posca pen. I'm going to go over them, and then when they're dry I'll come back in with one of the yellows. So she's going to look funny for a little bit. Alright, let's start on this dress. I don't know about the sleeves yet, but we can start on the dress. Okay, so let's go in, we'll map out our colors. I'm a little bit disorganized here now, so I'm not sure where things are. So we need white, we need, where are all my colors disappearing to? There we go. So we need white, orange, violet, and there was one more color, wasn't there? Oh yeah, canary yellow. Hey, I found it. Found my swatch. Alright, since canary yellow is kind of our lightest seeable color, oops, let's go through and just very, very lightly throw a base down. Alright, there is no going back now. Let's go in with our violet. So we are going to come in on these folds. And we're just going to add some purple to them. I was just thinking that the purple would be our shadow and we would just work through like we normally do, and hopefully that'll work because I don't really know how else to tackle this. Switch to this side here. So all of these, the shading's on the left side, and then these bits, we're going to switch it to the right side. Figure we'd start down here because down here is going to be more complicated, and hopefully it'll start looking really good, and then we'll get confident, and then we can just carry on. I have used this combination before. I'm pretty sure this was the same combination I used for Farron, which was also a color along. Pretty sure we used that combination for the sky. I think I might throw a little bit of black in here too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's grab my swatch for it though. Oops. Just on some of these darker areas. So like in behind here, for example, just to help differentiate some of these lines. We'll throw a little bit here and here just to balance it out. But it's very, very, very minimal. Okay, now the tricky part. So we're gonna go to orange. We're gonna work slowly with this. See what we can do. So I'm just going to color this like we normally would anything else. I'm going to blend the orange into the purple slightly and then fade it out. And from there we can add. We cannot take away though, so we are going to be careful how much we add. Just focus on this side for now. I think our best bet is just to go over the purple and let it muddy it up because it's going to happen. Can't avoid that, unfortunately. What's up, Bear? What you doing? You're so cute. Okay, let's see what happens when we go back in with the violet, maybe. Add it in a little bit darker. Don't mind the puppy whining in the background. You can get off the chair yourself. I know you can. You've done it before. You can do it. let's go in with our canary yellow. Actually, back in with the orange just for a sec here. I didn't bring this orange up enough here. There. Okay, so now we can go in with our canary yellow. We're going to pop this in and fade it out. I want to try and keep the highlights to like a really, really light yellow. It's going to be mostly white with like a yellow tint to it. Let's add a little bit more orange. And I think I like going through and blending everything with the canary yellow. Okay, and then we can go in with our white. And I don't want to pastel this at all, so I don't want to go over anything else except for the highlights and slightly into the yellow. I lied. Let's just go over everything with the white. It'll help blend everything without making it muddy. And it's actually making the purple look a little bit more purple, so I think it's actually beneficial. And it doesn't tone it down too much, surprisingly. Out of there. Ooh, that is beautiful. Alright, so now let's work on this side a little bit more. So now that we kind of got a general idea of what we're doing, so I want to bring this part down a little bit here, fade it out. We gotta fade the purple out every way, so we gotta fade it coming down, we gotta fade it going up and out. Add a little bit of the purple on this side here, just to give it a little bit of a shadow. And then we can go in with our orange, start adding that. I'll add that in on both sides here, I think. I think I'm going to bring this down all the way here. Throw in a little bit of purple there too so it doesn't look weird, but that way we can kind of bring it out on both ends and have both ends light. Okay, let's go back in with our purple and work a little bit more of that in. I think I want to, I don't know, there's not a whole lot of room here. I want to bring the purple out more, but I don't think it's a good idea. And since I have a bad habit of overshadowing things, I'm going to follow my gut on that. So we'll switch back to the orange. Do you definitely want to bring the orange a fair bit out? Because our yellow, for the most part, is just our highlight color. We'll go in with our canary yellow and start adding that. So again, we're just bringing it over top of the orange and out. Technically bringing it over top of everything. We're kind of yellowing it up because it helps. Seems to help blend and mix it together so that way it doesn't look just pieced together. It looks like it belongs. And then we're just fading the yellow out to the ends so that way we got like a tinted white to work with when we go in with the white. Okay, there's that. I don't know what I want to do for the top of her dress, because I do want the purples and yellows in there. I'm just not really sure how to do it, aside from like maybe just doing one side in purple and having it gradually go to yellow. That's the only way I can think of to be able to include everything, but I don't really know. Her eyebrows are bothering me though. We gotta color those in. I think I'm just gonna grab the jasmine. So I think it's dark enough to color them in with. No, maybe not. And it's just chipping away. Okay, well, never mind then. Let's go in with the goldenrod. Had that not chipped away on me, that doesn't look too bad, but how do we fix this? Where's my wonder pencil? What do I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're gonna leave her eyebrows like that. Maybe white will help. Okay, that's how we're gonna leave them. Okay, I don't know what to do. I think we're gonna go ahead and just do that. I wonder if anybody else in the group has colored her. Maybe I can gather some inspiration here. There's a few people that have colored this, but it's all just been a single color, so can't really use theirs as a reference to how this is going to look. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. We want purple in here, so this is how we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna go like this and hope for the best. So let's just darken up these edges here. let's go in with the black. And I'm just going to focus this just underneath her hand here. And then just underneath her chest as well. Just to create a different tone of shadow there. So that way it doesn't blend in. We'll go back in with the violet and kind of blend that out a little bit. Okay, and then we can go in with our orange. I'm liking that. Okay, let's bring in the canary yellow. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did down at the bottom of her dress. And we're just going to kind of go over everything with this, bring it out a little bit, and then we're going to try to save highlights that are very, very light yellow to go over with our white. think I brought this line up a little too far, maybe. I don't know. I think it looks kind of weird. Let's maybe darken this yellow up here, I think. I want to maybe throw a little bit more orange in here. Go in with our white, and I think once it's a little bit dulled down, it might look a little better. I love how well the white blends these colors together. Just like the difference is insane, it's crazy. I think that actually turned out really good. Let's see if I can just lighten up. I went a little bit too dark under this side of her chest here, unfortunately. Don't know if I can bring that back without making it look weird or not. Bring out these lines on the dress with the black. Really makes it stand out. All right, well, that is what she's looking like so far. we're not quite done yet, but the boys are dragging me off to go do some stuff, so it gives me some time to think on the rope and her gloves and her eyes, which is pretty much all we have left aside from stunning up that dress, and then we are done. So I will be back later. For you guys, it'll be a few seconds. All right, so I am back. For me, it was a whole day. For you guys, it was like a second. So we don't really have much left to do on her. I'm super excited to get her finished. For the most part, all of our final touches are already done. We've been adding highlights and stuff as we go, which is awesome. I love that. So there's just a couple more things left to do. So color-wise, I think we're gonna do like an amberish yellow kind of eyes for her, more on the brown side. And then I think for the gloves and the rope, we're gonna go with purples, but we'll see. I don't really want to bring out any new colors. I want to try and use the colors that we've used, which I have them all here. So we'll see what we can do with these. Her eyebrows are still bothering me though. So what I'm actually gonna do, I was looking at some of my older pictures where I've colored blondes, and I just left their eyebrows dark. So I think for her, I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna go in with my dark umber. And just go over her eyebrows, and I'm already liking that better. Yep, way better. Okay, there we go. So, see, these are all the swatches we've used so far. I've kept them together because I need to be able to write them down so I can have my little intro that tells you guys all the colors that we need. I like doing those, that way you guys can grab all the materials beforehand. I don't like videos where they're like, okay, now we're gonna grab this color and then you have to go and find yours. I like knowing exactly what you need. So I'm gonna start in with the Sunburst Yellow. Just realized I have this tiny little bit of white here, which I'm thinking is probably hair. I'm just gonna color that in with the Sunburst Yellow, and we'll go back over it with the cream just to lighten it up. So we got a light layer. Okay, let's go in with the black. So I'm going to keep the black basically right up near her eyelashes, and I'm just going to do a tiny little bit and just fade it out slightly. Okay, from there we can switch to the dark umber. I'm going to go over top of the black and bring this out a little bit, fading it out a ways. And then let's go in with the artichoke. We'll start off with a light pressure because I'm not sure how much of this we want, but I do want to put in the artichoke over top of the darker colors that we already have, and then we'll just fade it out lightly and kind of see how it looks. Just keep lightly layering it until we're kind of happy with how it's looking. I think I kind of like this on its own though, so let's just go in and burnish. Still got a little bit of that yellow peeking through, but it's mostly brown. I think that looks good. Let's do the same thing here. We'll just build up our layer. I'm going to take my black and just color in her pupil. Go in with the cream, just lightly color that a little bit there. So it pretty much matches her hair. Not too noticeable anyways. So let's move down to the rope first, I think. So the rope I want to do, I think, a dark purple. So I'm going to throw some black at this as well, but we are going to start off with the Parma Violet. We're going to go in with the black, and I think for this I'm mostly just going to keep it where it's coming out from behind things. So for the most part, just kind of at the edge or end of each rope, each side of it. Okay, from there, we've got two tones of purple here. So we've got our dark purple and our violet. So this is more of like a red purple, this is more of a blue toned purple. We're gonna try to use both. We'll see how it turns out though. So let's start with the dark purple, because I do feel like it's a little bit darker. So we're gonna use this for our shadows. We're gonna pop a little bit of this in and then fade it out. And for the most part, I'm gonna keep this coming out from the shadows we've already put in, and then at the bottoms of the ropes. Okay, seeing that, I don't think I want to add the violet. We're going to go in with the Parma Violet, add a little bit more color. So we're just going to bring this up and out from the dark purple. Fade it into the highlights, and then I think we're just going to go over this with the cream to kind of mute it a little bit and burnish it. I think it'll make a neat color, hopefully. We'll see. Try it on this small piece here and see how it looks. Oh yeah, I think that looks good. Don't mind the dog in the background. He gets mad because the cats don't want to play with him. Okay, for her gloves, we're going to bring the violet in here. So this is going to be our shadow color. Let's make sure you guys can see. Oops. So I'm going to pop this in underneath all of these lines here. On the bottom part of this glove, to the left of these two lines and the right of this one, behind and kind of on these lines. And this one I can't really tell where it needs to be, so we're just going to kind of wing it. I think I'm just going to go on the bottom of most of these. I want her gloves to be fairly light, so I think that's all the purple will add, or violet I suppose. I'm going to switch to the Parma Violet, and I want to bring this out. I want there to be a really distinct cream highlight on these gloves, so I'm going to bring the Parma Violet out quite a ways and then just fade it out to the highlight, so that way we can put that cream in there and have a little bit of it kind of on its own, so that way it really stands out. Parma Violet is a very soft color, so it's actually just getting rid of that violet completely. So I'm going to have to go back in with that. So let's do that before we go back in with the cream. So just going to go back in and darken up our shadows again. Okay, and then we're going to go in with the cream. We're going to start in the highlight and blend it out into the purple, starting with like a light pressure and mixing them up, and then we can gradually increase the pressure as they blend together to burnish them. I love cream and purple together. So pretty. I think just to tie the gloves into her dress a little bit more, I think I want to add a little bit of orange too. Let's just add a little bit at first to kind of see. Yeah, let's add a little bit of orange just coming off of that purple. And then I think I want to go back in with the Parma Violet and just bring it out a little bit more in some of these areas just to make the yellow more of a highlight. Or the cream, I suppose. There, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna go in with, see, we did use all of these except for whites. Did we use? Have we used white anywhere else though? I think we used white for her dress. Pretty sure. We'll keep that in there. Okay. Let's move up to her eyes here. Just add a little bit of a glimmer to them. Add some little dots to these little bits of jewelry here. We're probably going to go through and put stickles on it anyways, and I think the stickles will get rid of the dots, but I can't quite remember, so we'll go in and add a highlight just in case. And if the stickles get rid of it, then oh well. We can go back in and add the highlight again over top of the stickles, I think. That definitely makes that look a lot more shiny. I like that. I do want to give her a beauty mark too. Totally optional, you don't have to. On the fancier looking ladies, I don't know why, but I just like to do that. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for, I'm so excited for this, let's glitter up her dress. Actually, let's put the stickles down and then glitter up her dress. So, I've got a few different color choices. I've got one that's gold, one that's more green, or you could use clear. You could use whatever you wanted. I'm going to use my gold. And I'm just going to kind of dot this onto her jewelry. This thing is slightly clogged, so only a little bit's coming out, which is good because it's making it so I don't get a whole lot at once, but oh, it hurts the fingers. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe a little bit more on these ones. Beautiful. We could glitter up the rope too. I'm not really sure though. That is so pretty. I love stickles. You know what, let's do it. Let's glitter up the rope. I feel like we should. But we'll do it after the dress because we don't want to be rubbing our hand through it. So, for the dress, to glitter that up, we're going to want black, we're going to want white, and then we're going to pull colors from her dress. So, definitely want purple. And then maybe a little bit of orange, some yellow, and then white. so I have two different kinds of fine liners here. I think they're both, these ones don't have the thing on them, but I'm pretty sure they're both Studio. And they're just different kinds. So, start with our black. So we're gonna go in with the black. And we are just gonna be adding little dots in the shadows. We can make some bigger and then some smaller, and we're just going to randomly and sporadically add them in here. We can add it into the yellow a little bit. As we bring the dots out, they're going to be spaced apart more. So we can still add just random little black dots in the highlights. That's totally fine. That'll actually help with the look. They're going to be clustered in kind of closer towards the shadows and then farther apart as we bring them out. It's already looking super sparkly. I love that. Okay, let's switch to the purple. So same thing, we're just going to go in and add some purple dots. We're going to stick the purple kind of close to the shadows as well. You can throw a couple purple dots in the yellow and the highlights. Making some bigger. Most of them will be small though. So it's already given off that sparkle effect, but the big thing is when you add the white, that's when it really, really looks glittery. And it's definitely a labor of love, but it is so worth it. Okay, I'm going to switch to my orange. So of course we're going to kind of stick the orange kind of close to the orange, but we can go back into the shadows and into the highlights a little bit with this as well. Let's go in with the yellow. I don't know how much this one's actually going to show up, but we'll try and throw some, and it's showing up a little bit. All right, let's go in with our white. So for the white, we are going to concentrate this, obviously mostly near the shadows. However, we're going to put several dots in, or sorry, highlights. We're going to concentrate this mostly in the highlights, but we're going to put several dots in the shadows as well, and that's what's going to really make that glittery effect. I'm also going to keep some of these bigger sparkles that Hannah has drawn in here. They're like little diamonds. We're going to keep those on there as well. Add a few little lines as well to kind of make them a little bit more glitzy. Oh, it looks so pretty. I'm loving this. All right, there is part of it done. I think I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so we can get the rest of her dress on camera. It would also be kind of neat to have the glitter at the top and kind of fade down and then leave the rest looking velvet, but I feel like a dress this stunning, we need to just glitter the whole thing. It needs to have glitter. Okay. I might speed some of this up too, because I don't know how long this part's gonna be. This takes a while. So I'm just gonna follow through the same steps.
Again, I'm not afraid. I'm not. I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, calling forever, for every passing moment left? I need an angel to save me from my fate. I need an angel to light the sky along the way. I need an angel, angel. I need an I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, to keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, calling forever, for every passing moment left? I need an angel. I need an angel to save me from my fate. I need an angel to light the sky along the way. I need an angel. I need an
Okay. Let's go through and stickle up the ribbon. I don't think I have purple stickles. I've got these two colors, which are, this one's purple, but it's very light. I'm going to use this one. It's got a purple tinge to it, but it's clear. Camera focus, thank you. right, I think that's everything. I think she's done. We don't have very good lighting, unfortunately, but she is finished. So we got the ribbon stickled up, we got her jewelry stickled up, her dress looks stunning. I am obsessed with it, and I will make sure to take my picture of her in better lighting. That way when you guys see her roll through at the end here, you can see what the colors actually look like, because this light is kind of yellowing her out a little bit. Okay, I don't know if this is much better. I waited a day to completely finish this so I could show you guys with a little bit of daylight. Of course, it's cloudy and overcast today, so this is the best I can do. So this is what she ended up looking like. Let me get her fully in the light here. I am ecstatic with her. I'm so happy. I hope you guys are too. I think she is just stunning. I think the background is super interesting and just eye-catching. I love that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this color along, and yeah, if you like this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And if you would like to see more content like this and you are not already, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. I do plan on doing a color along every Friday for each month as per usual. I would also like to start streaming again every second week, so at least 2 times a month. And then maybe bonus videos in there, tutorials. I really want to start bringing a little bit more content to you guys. I'm hoping, since my life is a little bit less chaotic, I should say, I'd like to kind of put a little bit more effort into the channel and for you guys, because I have missed you and I hear you guys and I want to bring you more content. So fingers crossed that it works out. I will do my best. But yeah, I hope to see you guys next time, and as always, take care, guys. Alright, bye!
Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for